Okay, we're going to go ahead and do another math lesson today. So before we start, remember what do we have to do? We have to do our calendar. See, I saw my note and I had to remember to do my calendar. So I am going to go ahead and ask you to look at your calendar. I'm not going to bring it up on the screen, but I want you to go to wherever you are. So this may have been where you were, I'm not sure, but just go to the very next day and put what it is. It should be the 10th, and the 10th is on a Thursday. So maybe I should bring that up. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that up on the screen just to make sure that you get your days right. All right, this was our calendar. Remember, October 2019. Now, I guess I didn't save mine from the last lesson, so remember I had outlined it with orange, remember? And then I told you that you could color this if you wanted to. And then we had our dates all right in here. Remember when we did that? Okay, well, I'm not sure if I can do this, how it's going to let me do it. Okay, so remember we did 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the reason we started here on Tuesday is because October the 1st was on a Tuesday. So we'll keep going the 5th, and then the Sunday the 6th, Monday the 7th, Tuesday the 8th, Wednesday the 9th, which was yesterday, and I think probably today is Thursday the 10th. You want to put that in there. You'll make sure and put your 10 in there. Now the next day, tomorrow, the next day you do will be Friday the 11th, and you'll put that there. Okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this away, and we're going to look at this clock. Now we're going to talk about clocks today. Now I don't know how many clocks you've worked with before, but let's talk about the parts of a clock. Now these are two different kinds. This one here, you might call it old-fashioned, and it is, I guess, but the real name is analog. Can you say analog? This is an analog clock, and this is a digital clock. Now, most people say, oh, it's so much easier to read a digital clock, and it is, but analog clocks are really easy. Now, these two things here, these three things actually, are called arms. They're the arms of the clock. Okay, the little short blue one is the hour. It tells us what hour it's on. Okay, the long one here is the minute, and it tells us what minute it is. And then this one here goes around all the time, and it's the second hand. The second, it tells us what second it's on. So watch this. See how this one's going around slowly? It's counting the seconds. Okay, so there's 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and it's going to go all the way around. When it gets around here, it'll be 60 or 0, and then it starts back over. Now, you might remember, I don't know how to get it to stop. Stop, clock, stop. There we go. Okay, so you might remember that when the long hand, the minute hand, when it's on the 12, then all we have to do is look for this little hand, the hour, and it tells us the hour. And all we have to do is say, oh, well, it's 7 o'clock. When this big hand is pointing directly to the 12, we say that it's whatever o'clock, something o'clock. So we'll move this. What if it is right here? Whoa, let's get it right there. So now we're going to look at it. So the big hand's pointing to the 12, so we know it's o'clock. When the big hand points to the 12, it's o'clock. Okay? So actually my clock here says it's 2. There we go. And the little hand, the hour hand, is pointing to the 3. So we just look at it and say, oh, it's 3 o'clock. Now I want you to know this, that every day is made up of 24 hours. Okay? And a clock goes around 2 times in one day. Okay? So it'll start when it's right here. We say this is 12 o'clock. Okay? Because both of them are on 12. Okay? If we say it's 12 o'clock, then it means it's either 12 o'clock midnight when everyone's asleep, or it might be 12 o'clock noon or lunchtime. Okay? So what's going to happen is it's going to go around and around all day. See how this big hand goes around and it makes the little hand, the hour hand, go to each hour. See the time going by? Okay, now that means it goes around 2 times in one day. So let's just look at this. Let's put it back on 12 o'clock and we're going to pretend like it's midnight. Straight up midnight, 12 o'clock midnight. You are snoozing, asleep. You're snoring because it's midnight. But the time is still going. Whoop, we got it off there. Woo, let's go back around. Get it back at midnight. Come on, midnight. Get you back. Okay. So as you are sleeping, the time is going. Okay? So what's going to happen is it's going to be 1 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Now this will be 8 o'clock in the morning. You're probably awake by now. And then 9 o'clock, getting ready for school. 10 o'clock in the morning. And now it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Almost lunchtime. Now it's lunchtime. It's 12 o'clock again, but it's 12 o'clock lunchtime. Okay? Then it's going to go back. Now it's 1 o'clock. It's time for Bradley's nap. Now it's 2 o'clock. Mom's working. Now it's 3 o'clock. Maybe time for a snack. 4 o'clock. Ooh, I bet Mom's fixing to get ready to be off work. 5 o'clock. Ooh, maybe she's thinking about supper. Ooh, now it's 6 o'clock. I bet everybody's having supper. 7 o'clock. Time to play outside a little. 8 o'clock. Get a bath. 9 o'clock. Get ready for bed. Go to bed. 10 o'clock. You're in the bed snoozing. 11 o'clock. You're snoozing. And here we back are at 12 o'clock midnight. And everybody's snoozing. That's how the clock goes, okay? Now remember, you always have to look at the little hand first, all right? Now you should have a page in front of you, and it's going to be this page right here, all right? This is the page that we're working with today, okay? Now right here it says, let's remember when the short hour hand is pointing directly at a number, then we just say that it's that number o'clock. So this clock says it's 9 o'clock. Now, do you think that you can write the number here, what o'clock it is on each of these clocks? See, the long hand's at the 12 on each of them, so all you got to do is look at the short hand and write the number. I'm going to give you just a second. Can you go ahead and write those numbers there, and then we'll see if you get them right. Okay, on this one, did you put... Ooh, let me see. Why isn't this working? Why? Did you put 1 o'clock on that one? And on this one, did you put 6 o'clock? And on this one, did you put 2 o'clock? Those are your answers. That's what you should have put. Okay? Good deal. All right. Now, on another page, or maybe on the back, I'm not sure, you should have another page to practice on writing your numbers 0 through 20. Remember, I want you to write those numbers as neatly as you can, okay? And then beside the very best number, put a smiley face. And then I'll get to see which one you think is the smiley face, okay? All right, do a good job on your math today. That's all. Yeehaw!